Hello and welcome back to We the People Prepping. This has been a pretty bad holiday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I've been locked out of my YouTube account. I haven't been able to post any videos, make any comments, nothing. Okay. I was finally able to upload a video last night of the local city's Christmas lights. Of course, it was only like a 12-minute video, and that took 6.5 hours to upload. Okay, so I don't know what's going on here. I don't even know if I'll be able to post this one, but I'm going to try. I contacted them about it, telling them, hey, why am I locked out of my account? I couldn't get a straight answer from them. They kept telling me, well, your password's not right. I'm like, well, first off, I never logged out of my account. Second off, I know my password. I have it wrote down. I know exactly what my password is. So why am I not able to access my account? Well, we'll look into it. We'll look into it. Well, finally last night I was able to log in. And, so I'm sorry that I haven't been able to post any videos. I made some videos that I recorded with a camcorder at home, but because I couldn't log into my account, I couldn't upload those. So whenever I get home, I'll see if I can't upload those again. Now, I got a question for y'all. How are you enjoying your, shall we say, sampling of socialism? Where you're told what to do, how to do it. They were fining people inside Walmart not long ago for not wearing their mask in Walmart. They had actual police officers in there writing fines for people for not wearing their masks. The new president, the president-elect, is saying that he wants to make it a national-wide mask mandate anytime you're out and about. Personally, I don't wear them, so fine me. I don't care. I'm not doing it. I value my health too much for that. But this is just a small sampling of what's yet to come. Think about it. All the people that put out of work this year, and they're handing you a little nugget of money here and there, like this new stimulus that passed, $600. Woohoo! Okay, how many of you out there can pay your rent with $600? That might cover a month if you're lucky. But I know a lot of people, their rent's $700-800 a month. Okay, so how are you going to pay your bills with this little amount of money? They're more than willing to send your tax money overseas, to other countries to pay for BS programs. They sent so much money to the Smithsonian, which isn't even open right now. They bailed out the airlines again. It's all a bunch of bull. They're not doing anything to help the American people. And they're giving you a taste of what socialism is going to be like. You'll do what you're told, when you're told, how you're told, and if you don't, then you're going to starve to death. You'll not own anything. I'm not here to spread fear or anything. I'm just pointing out some facts. This is how socialism begins. And you've got so many people that are just falling right in line with it. They're not questioning anything. They're just, okay, well, you said wear a mask, I'm going to wear a mask. You said I can't have a family get together, so we're not having a family get together. They're telling you where you can go, what you can do, who you can do it with. Next, they're going to be telling you where you can work and where you can't work, and they're wanting to do these vax passports. You know, that if you don't have a passport, you can't do this and you can't do that. Basically, you won't be able to go shopping. You know, you won't be able to go to a restaurant. You know, possibly not even be able to hold down your job. You know, I mean, how long are the American people just going to sit by and willy-nilly and give up all their freedom? Because that's exactly what's going on in this country. We're giving up our freedoms, and for what? There is this so-called pandemic is nowhere near as bad as they try to let on to be. You know, I mean, for instance, earlier this year, I had a friend that died in a car accident. Okay, he hit a tree. He lost control of the car, hit a tree. His steering wheel got embedded in his chest. It collapsed his chest. And, you know, the thing was, according to his death certificate, he died of the virus. He didn't die from the car accident, he died from the virus, according to his death certificate. Okay? So the fact that he had a steering wheel sticking out of his chest isn't what killed him. It was the virus. Okay, go figure. How many other cases around the country are like that? You know, I mean, I have known other drivers out here, out on the road. I talked to them, and you know, well, for instance, one of my friends had scheduled a appointment for a virus test, and he went to go, and there was such a long line. He's just like, forget it, I ain't going, you know. And he even told them there, he goes, look, this line's too long, I ain't got this kind of time to waste, take me off the list, you know. Well, a week later, he got not even a week later, he got a text saying that he had tested positive for the virus. And we thought it was funny because, you know, he even told him, look, take me off the list, I'm leaving, I'm not sticking around for the test. And he never took the test, but yet he is positive. You know, I got a family member that was supposed to go in for surgery. Okay, and they scheduled him a virus test. Well, he wasn't able to go through with the surgery because something had come up in it, you know. So he postponed the surgery, but he got a text telling him that he had tested positive for the virus, even though he'd never gone to take the virus test. Okay, there's multiple instances of this happening. I mean, you know, it's just, the numbers are overinflated. Okay, we all know that they're not accurate whatsoever. I mean, you know, I've taken what now, 8 virus tests. All of them came back negative. You know, they still made me quarantine. You know, my work wouldn't even let me come back. They made me have to take, but they didn't. They made me have to take the time off, but they didn't pay me for the time off. Okay, I was ready to go back to work. I mean, I had a negative test. Why should I miss work? Well, you could have it and not know it, so you know you need to still quarantine for 10 days. Okay, well, then pay me if you're going to make me quarantine. Okay, it's not my voluntary, you know, I shouldn't use my vacation days or nothing like that. You're forcing me to take the time off, so you should pay me for that time off. Nope. I didn't get paid for it, you know, and it's put me behind on stuff. You know, I've got some loan payments I'm behind on because of all this. You know, they're hounding me for the money. I'm like, look, you know, because of what's going on, I've had to quarantine, and this has happened more than once to me. I've had to quarantine 3 different times this year, and that's what's put me behind on everything. So, and I tell them, look, you'll get your money when I got it. Right now, my biggest concern is keeping my lights on and my utilities, a roof over my head, and food in my belly. You'll get your money. You've always gotten it before. I will pay it. Maybe later on down the line, but I will pay it. But my point is, all of this that's going on, they've used this pandemic to implement socialist program. Okay, that's all there is to it. They've been trying for years to take away your rights, my rights, and here they're using the pandemic to get you to voluntarily give them up. I'm not getting a shot. It's that simple. Okay? I can sustain myself without having to go to the store. If that's what it has to be, then that's what it has to be. But I'm not getting a shot for something that I've been exposed to many a time and still not gotten. I'm not getting a passport with a microchip so you can track me. Not happening. Okay? Excuse me. I never in my entire life figured that this country would be where it's at today. Growing up in this country, I was so proud to be an American. And patriotism ran rampant when I was growing up. There wasn't a single one of us in all the different schools I'd been in, and I've been in a lot of them all across the U.S. growing up, that people didn't stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance and honor our flag, and respect those that had sacrificed for that flag and for our freedoms. Now, most of the grade school kids nowadays don't even know the Pledge of Allegiance. They've never recited it. Like I'd said in the video before, my daughter, when she graduated the 8th grade, she'd never even had to do the Constitution or the flag test or federal or state constitutions. Okay? Now, that was a requirement when I was a kid in the 8th grade, was you had to be able to pass the federal and the state constitutions, and you had to know the meaning of everything on the flag and stuff like that. Now they don't even require. They're not even. She, like I said before, she never even took American history. She was taught world history in school. Okay, I didn't start world history till I hit high school. Prior to that, it was all American history that they were teaching us. And then now when they teach world history now, when they're teaching the Holocaust, they're not teaching the Holocaust. Okay, they're not teaching what Hitler done. They're not teaching how he came to power, because they're going to use his playbook. Okay, and in order for them to use his playbook, they have to make it to where the generations that are following mine don't know what his playbook was. You see what I'm saying? If they don't know what it was that he'd done and how he came to power and how many people he killed and so forth, then it makes it so much easier for them to be able to do the same thing, because nobody will remember what was done. Nobody will remember the real fight behind World War II. Right now they're working on damaging the economy so bad that you will be dependent on the government. You can see that clearly. I mean, they're printing money with nothing to back it up. I mean, eventually it's going to hit hyperinflation. You know, a loaf of bread's going to cost you a couple of $100. You know, you're going to be standing in a bread line, you know, begging the government, feed me, feed me. You know, now is definitely the time to start preparing. Learn how to grow a garden. Learn how to can your own foods. You know, learn to raise animals, how to butcher them, all of that. You know, because it's not looking good for a future. And there's only going to be a couple of ways that's going to change. You know, and it's going to require bloodshed, which is something that I don't think any of us actually want to happen. I know, God forbid, I don't want it to happen. I don't want my family to be having to fight a war on American soil, especially the way that this one would go. I mean, it's something that I don't think any real American wants to see. But it's going to wind up coming to that, because there are those in this country that are not going to willingly give up their rights. They're not going to want to depend on the government. You know, we've all seen how irresponsible our government is. Why would we want to depend on them for anything? You know, it saddens me. And to be honest, I'm glad that I don't have that many years left on this earth. I've got more years behind me than I have ahead of me. You know, but it saddens me because my children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren are all gonna suffer because of what's being done. You know, I'm scared for them, because I don't know how bad it'll get, and I don't concern myself with my life, but the lives of those that I love is what's important to me, and I will fight if necessary. You know, right now things might seem a lot calmer than they were earlier this year. But it's all just, it's like a fire. It's back building. You know, it pulled back, and it's going to surge again. And when it surges again, it's going to get really bad this time, I believe. You know, I'm not a prophet. I can't tell you what the future holds. But I can tell you that you should be prepping. You should be stocking food, water, making a plan for when things do go bad. You know, I'm not normally a person that is afraid of, you know, something happening from the government. I prep more for, you know, personal SHTF situations, and you know, tornadoes, earthquakes, stuff that's normally a part of life. You know, I wasn't really a prepper as far as, you know, the government destroying our lives, or you know, them collapsing the economy, or EMPs, or nothing like that. My preps were all basic for personal things and local events and stuff like that. But this last year has taught me that I need to prep for the more unlikely things, the things that you wouldn't think were likely to happen. But this year has shown us you've got to prep for everything. You know, you got to be ready for social unrest. You got to be ready for an economic collapse. You got to be ready for, social unrest, a war on American soil. You know, I hate the way things are going in this country. It does not feel like America anymore. I feel like I'm living in a socialist society. I mean, everywhere I go, people are, oh, you need to put on a mask. You need to put on a mask. You're wearing a mask. Well, don't worry about what I'm doing. Okay? Worry about yourself. If that little thin piece of cloth gives you comfort and you think that it's going to save your life, hey, go for it. Those 50 cheeseburgers you had at McDonald's, no, those ain't going to kill you. But, not wearing a mask, that's what's going to do you in. That's going to be the end all beat all. No, I don't believe so. I believe if I die, it's going to be because of how I've lived. Being a truck driver, I don't eat very well. It's a fact of life for truck drivers. We don't eat well, and it's not easy to eat well out here on the road. We don't get the exercise that we would like to get. I get out and I try to walk around a truck stop, and they'll come out and they'll tell me, you can't be out walking around on the property. You're too big of a liability, this and that. And, so then I got to go back to my truck. There's not a lot of room in my truck here, really. So I can't really get any exercise in the truck. All I can say is prepare yourself. Because I don't see 2021 or 2022 being any better. I see things getting progressively worse. I pray every day that they don't. But then I check out what's going on around the world, and I'm like, really, how can it keep getting worse and worse every day? It's a progressive buildup of bullshit. But I'm going to try to put out some more videos, try to do some more uplifting things, try to see if I can't find some news that's on the brighter side of things rather than all this gloom and doom and despair, because I don't want people to live their lives in fear, because that's not what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to have to live in fear. I want people to be more lighthearted, upbeat, I know it's hard to do in this time. It really is. It's hard to find that silver lining in the cloud. But there's got to be one. We just have to look. I mean, I've lost hope before when personal things happen in my own life, and I didn't see a way out. I couldn't see a silver lining, but there was one there. I just had to look really hard, and I had to do things that are not in my nature. I had to ask for help. And I've never been the kind of person to depend on anybody for anything. I've been self-sufficient since I was a teenager. I'd never asked my family for anything. I never asked them for money, food, nothing. And things got to the point where I actually had to break down and ask for help. That was a hard pill for me to swallow. But they gave me a little bit of help, and I was back on my feet in no time. started to rebuild my life. And I think that we as a nation can come back from where we're at right now. We just have to learn how to help one another. You know, and not be so stubborn. You know, we need to go back to the way things used to be, where neighbor helped neighbor, friends helped friends. You know, and we didn't expect anything from anybody in return. You know, I mean, I still will help people all the time and not want or expect anything from them. But a lot of times if somebody helps me, they will expect something in return. You know, it's that favor for favor mentality, and I don't see the sense in it. You know, if I'm going to help you, it's because I want to help you. It's not because I want something from you. But this has been Dan with We the People. If you like my content, please hit the subscribe button and the like. I'm here to help if you need it. You can email me, ask me, you know, for advice. A lot of what I talk about on here, I draw from personal experience. And I am more than willing to share my personal experience if it helps somebody else and saves them from having to go through the things that I've had to go through. So I'm more than willing to talk to you if you feel like you're lost and there's no way out. Hey, send me an email. We'll talk. I mean, we'll trade numbers, whatever. You know, just don't lose hope. Hope's out there still. Like I said, this is Dan with We the People Prepping. God bless each and every one of you. If you like my content, please subscribe, hit the like button, and share it with others. You have a blessed day. Bye-bye.